Today on Living With, we are sitting down with someone whose work sits at the heart of healing, honesty, and real conversations. Edwin Silindi has walked a layered journey through nursing, case management, and mental wellness. And along the way, he learned powerful truths about forgiveness, anxiety, boundaries, therapy, what it truly means to live with and what it truly means to live with a healthy mind. This conversation is about stories and lessons. It's about being human. With that being said, Edwin, welcome to In Conversation.
No, thank you so much, Tsapiso. Thank you for the platform.
You're welcome, my brother. Before we start, I would like to get to know a little bit about you. Before we get into the deeper themes, I want to start with you. What led you into the world of mental health, and how did that journey begin for you?
I started my career as a nurse. During my time as a nurse, I realized that nursing isn't just, healing the body only. It's deep, to the mind also needs treatment. So whenever I would connect with patients in hospital, they would come and, seek comfort, clarity. And then with that, I would give them some safe space. I would engage into some deep conversation with the patients and then end up bringing them solution. So that actually gave me that mindset of saying, okay, can treat the body and the mind at the same time. So let me just give it a try. And then I realized that I should just try venture to healing the mind as well, because I can treat the body and we need to treat the mind as well.
Yeah.
So nursing gave me that foundation. It's been a journey, it gave me that foundation. And then mental health just gave me the purpose to keep on helping people.
So, was there a moment or experience that made everything click for you?
Everything clicked. Yes, yes, yes. There was I remember I was in hospital. Most hospitals we deal with, like, there's emergency cases, high pressure, fast paced environment. you know so you need to be quick in decision making. So that actually gave me the guidance to say, okay, let me try this because I can engage with the patients very well. Then that actually gave me a path to follow and understand both worlds. So that clicked with me.
So, you've worked in so many different healthcare spaces. How have those experiences shaped the way you see patients and mental wellness?
Uh, shape, as I just explained now, that when you work in hospital, it's like you're dealing with the emergency pressure, fast-paced environment, and then when you're out of hospital, you need to deal with the family of the patient, and that it's like a slow-paced environment. So you need to understand both worlds, and that actually is a journey. You get to understand where a patient comes from, or where if a patient has certain disease. The time you're in hospital, you know how to treat that, and when you're out of hospital, you know how to treat that, and you know how to um support someone from outside of hospital.
Okay. So,
Yes, because the time. Okay, yeah, no,
no,
you
you
go.
can go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I wanted to explain that. When you work in hospital, I would give, you said, different settings, healthcare settings. When I was in Mediclinic, or am I allowed to call in names and stuff?
For me, it's not a problem. It's up to you. If you don't have an issue with it,
Okay.
you can drop names.
Yes. When I was in Mediclinic, it's in hospital. That's where I started my career, deal with patients back in hospital. When I left the Mediclinic and for career growth, went to Discovery, now it's out of hospital. So you take the things and the knowledge and the skills that you acquired while you're in hospital, and you combine them with the skills that you acquired while you're out of hospital. Then you can see that this is a full journey of the patient. You can have the full picture. Oh, when I'm in hospital, this happens. When I'm out of hospital, this happens.
Did any specific role change your perspective or push you to grow?
Push me to grow, in terms of just moving from hospital to out of hospital.
In terms of the roles that you work.
Okay. Yes, yes, yes. I always wanted to achieve and learn something new. So from where I started, I would say, give an example. In the beginning of my career, I worked in hospital, and I had to change, go out of hospital, grow, get more knowledge and get more skills. So that actually pushed me to not relax, study further, and push myself to gain more knowledge and experience.
Okay. So when you think about your journey so far, what what has surprised you most about working in mental health?
Surprised me working with mental health is that we that mental health is it's something that is not recognized. People suffer from mental health, and if they don't get the support that they need, we end up losing a lot of people. We end up losing good people because they don't have the support. you know so we need healthy minds, and a healthy mind is a foundation of everything. you know you need a healthy mind to have a positive thinking, positive mental, to engage with people. Your mind needs to be calm, and positive mental health actually also improves sleeps as well. If you don't have, for an example, if you're stressed out, you can't sleep at night. You understand?
Yeah.
So you need that. Your mind needs um to be calm. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So from your perspective, how do you define mental wellness in today's world where everyone feels rushed, stressed, or overwhelmed?
Oh, okay. I would define it as an ability to stay grounded. You know, we need that balance. Yes, we everything is fast. We have the pressure now, and you get the noise all around, but it's not about being happy all the time. We need to recognize how other people feel, with purpose. We need to know, yes, the world is fast, there's noise, there's things like that, but what about people? We need to still, think of other people as well, because we need to recognize their needs. Yeah, I would put it that way. We need to recognize their needs and how they feel.
So, do you think our generation is getting better or worse at taking care of themselves?
Our generation in terms of youth or adults or just the two I'm a 2K right now.
Let's just
Please,
say youth, the youth, the youth ends at
yes,
35. So, yeah, the youth.
taking care of themselves. I'm not quite sure, but I feel like um we're not given that platform. You know, we're not given that platform to express ourselves. And mental health is actually affecting a lot of youth lately. That's why there's a lot of not just judging, but people end up drinking. There's a lot of things happening because people don't have the support structure. They don't have the right resources to actually help them take out what they stress, what they're actually feeling at that moment. So too much stress, less resources, yeah. So I feel like, yeah, we're not really taking care of ourselves. I have answered your question.
Uh,
I feel like we need to do more.
okay, I have another question. Which generation do you fall under? Do you fall under the 2000s, the 90s,
I'm in the 90s.
or in the 90s? So, between the 90s and the 2000s, do you think which
You're not putting me into that sport. Come on, so to say you're throwing me under the bus, man. Hey, okay, please finish up your question before I answer.
man? Let me just skip it because I was still thinking about it. I wanted to compare the two.
No, you can't throw me under the bus, man. Hey, two kids will finish me, eh?
No worries, no worries. Let me see. So you strongly believe mental health should be treated like physical health, né? Why do you feel this message is difficult for many people to fully accept?
It directly affects the body. You know, if your mind is not thinking straight, if your mind is not really in a good state, your decision making it becomes poor, quality of life, as well, it's not good. So a person can't think straight clearly. They can't make good decisions. If they're suffering mentally, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So just as much as we treat small physical symptoms there and there, if you have flu and stuff like that, you go get medication. I believe and I think we should start treating emotional symptoms the same way we're treating physical symptoms or illnesses as soon as possible. The moment you start seeing the signs, then we attack it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think that would be the best thing.
What shift? Yo, what shift needs to happen for people to take it serious?
It's not a shift. I don't know if maybe I will answer this the way you asked it, but I don't know. But I think we've seen enough, especially in South Africa. We've seen enough and we've heard enough. So I think now they should have at least invested into it, especially men. Mental health actually affects a lot of men. And us as men, society has created us and has made us into have turned us not to actually speak out, not to express ourselves. And that actually is destroying a lot of men in South Africa. It's destroying a lot of men around the world because we don't get to express ourselves. We don't get to talk. We don't get to. You'd feel like, now you're being a sissy, and now. And that is not good because it's destroying a lot of men. It's destroying a lot of us. Because people tend to take their anger out of other people, or now we were facing the GBV against women and children and other men as well, because you would like you can't control yourself. You have this anger and you don't know what to do now. You're sitting, you're having a glass of something, and then another man just step on your toe by mistake. Now you take out your anger, your frustration out of him. You understand that?
Yeah.
So it doesn't only be affect women and children, but other men as well. Men to men, men to women and children. So yeah, it should be taken seriously because it's really affecting a lot of people.
I'm glad that you brought up the mental health of men. Do you think that resources are made available for men to use, or is light shed upon the whole thing of mental wellness for guys?
I don't think so. Personally, you know, I don't think so. As much as they do this awareness and all these things, I would preferably think men also need that safe platform, safe space, where as men we can feel like, okay, we can go there and just discuss our issues and they'll be safe. You understand?
Yeah.
Than women in South Africa. If a woman is assaulted, when she goes to the police station, she feels safe. She can go there and get her matter discussed and resolved. But you as a man, when you're assaulted or something happened, we don't have that safe space. Even if we go to the police station or things like that, we still cannot be heard as much as we want to be. You understand?
Yeah.
So I feel like we do not have such. Maybe if we had like let's say there's a container yana there, they say no, this is for men. As much as we have men's health, men can go there and get their issues sorted out. We should have a men's mental health sector. You know, I
Yeah.
think if maybe the government would do that and say men's mental health sector for all men, would go in and just sit and, get to be restored, get to be heard, when we speak. Because, well, men are facing a lot of things, bottling all these things that are stressing us.
But it's funny because you'd find guys chilling as a group talking about life, but they don't talk about what they're actually going through.
The thing is, you need a professional to assist a broken man.
Okay.
You cannot just expect to get advices from people who are not trained because they'll give you wrong advices. I cannot just find guys chilling and say, guys, I'm thinking of 1, 2, and 3. Yes, they might advise, but possibly some of them might mislead that person. Because first of all, let's say I find a group of guys chilling, and I just tell them like, guys, look, I'm experiencing one, two, and three with, let's say, I'm having issues with my girlfriend, and I say, I'm experiencing one, two, and three with my girlfriend. Most of the guys will be biased. You understand?
Yeah.
If I have money and I bought them things before, for an example, I buy them food, lunch, alcohol, and stuff, they will support me and say, nah, you're right. Do one, two, three, and four. You might find I'm on the wrong side. But if I go to a professional, that professional might want to hear both sides and can pick up some, Edwin now is trying to protect himself. Edwin now is doing this. And okay, this is the cause. And, they might dig in to the matter to try and find out what is wrong with this, find the problem. So it's not everyone that can assist.
I think also us as guys, as men, we need to also take the initiative of starting these platforms, making an awareness regarding such issues instead of waiting for the government to do things for us. Because women already
You
do.
are right. I think you are actually in the right platform yourself, but we as guys, you need to have more guys in your podcast. So you
Yeah,
need to
actually, you
invite
know what?
more guys,
I
get
want to have
different
more guys.
views of people. You ask Edwin to come in once, and you be like, okay, no, this is nice. Let me ask, and let me invite Edwin to come again. Now it should be like a one-on-one setting. We're sitting. There's a camera there, and
Yeah,
you get to share. Most these days, it's easy for a video to go viral,
yeah,
and that's how you get to spread the message. So you can invite one or two guys, have them on your podcast, and discuss certain matters. Then that goes out, and then a lot of guys, with they can write and they can just come and visit your show, and a lot of things can change.
yeah.
You can change the world. You have the platform. But I'm not just saying you personally now, you have to change the world. You cannot be that Superman, but you can do something,
True.
since you have the platform.
It's fun when you say I need to have more men on the platforms. Guys don't want to come to the platform. I don't want to like you.
Why?
Why? They don't want to come. Only women come through to share the story, their journeys, everything. Guys are. It's very unlikely to happen.
Nay.
So
No, you should keep pushing.
I'll keep pushing. I'll try. Hopefully, after they listen to this podcast, to this episode, they'll start coming through. We'll see.
Yeah, possible. I hope so.
Forgiveness is one of the keys to good mental health. Why is forgiveness so healing? So, okay, why is forgiveness so healing, and what makes it so hard for people to practice?
Yo, man. Hey, you can't talk forgiveness with a guy. That's why people don't want to come to your podcast. Almost, as I am a total pale. You know that
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, that's the thing. It's not like that. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tool in healing the mind. You understand? Because it sets you free as a person. Not the person who hurt you. No, you, the person who have been hurt. It will set you free. And it doesn't erase the pain or whatever that happened. But when forgiveness, when you as a guy or as a person say, I want to forgive this person. They haven't actually even sent a message or said, no, please, can you forgive us? Ask for forgiveness or things like that. But when you forgive, you create a new space, you know, for yourself in your mind. You create space in your mind, in your heart, for new memories. For you to like for yourself. You like you try to forget about it, you release it, and your energy shifts from protecting the wound. Yeah, that girl who broke my heart, and
yeah,
it's that building a better version of yourself, because now you forgive the person. You dealt with it. You're done with it. Now it gives you that better version of yourself. Now you know you don't even like gee, even if you come across the person, you bump into him or her, you just go past and say hi, Evan. But when you're yourself, you have offloaded the weight on your shoulders. You're more relaxed now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So when you forgive someone, does it mean that you have to also keep them in your life, or you just forgive and just let them go? You can cut them off now.
it it depends. Yes, it depends from person to person. Other people can forgive you and still have you in their lives. It's like Mus in our family we have that one guy. Mus this one always messes up. You have that person. I'll be like and even if you don't want to forgive that guy, you end up forgiving him because he's part of the family. You forgive him today, he repeats the same thing tomorrow. You don't really need to cut him off and then be like, no, this one, but he's your family. And there are those who, you know, you met go varsity and stuff. Whatever you guys had was nice and stuff, and they break your heart, and you'll be like, what's the point of keeping them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's in two ways. There are those you can keep, and there are those you can just release and let go.
But do you think every situation can be forgiven? All of the situation. If you find out that a girl cheated on you with another guy, can you forgive that? Man?
Hey, bro, you being personal. Hey, my guy. Yes, I think so. I think so. Like I said when I started, that forgiveness is the most powerful tool. So, yo, man, I forgive a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, there's girls who broke my heart, broke other people's heart and stuff. But this is life. So yeah, and you get that one heartbreak that day, man. Hey, it's hard to forgive.
I
You
still
know,
feel
yeah, every time when you turn on your left, you think about it. Turn on your right side, you think about it. But you have to forgive, and you have to just forgive it and forget about it to just make things easy for you. You're not doing the other person a favor. You're just doing yourself a favor. Like I said, you forgive to create new space for new people, for new memories, for fresh things to come into your mind. You should be positive. So I believe that yeah, every heartbreak should be forgiven. Because if you do not forgive, that wound will still be there and you won't heal from it. When you hear a similar name or, when you hear that person's name, yeah, that thing, hey, you know,
yeah.
yeah, so when you forgive, you be like, no, I'm done with this.
So in your view, how does being around the right family or support system affect mental well being?
Right family and support system. I think family is everything, man. We all need family. Like I mentioned that you have that one guy, part of your family. You can just cut him out. And family time plays a healing role in maintaining emotional balance. I don't know if that makes sense. So when you spend time with your family, you get that healing role. See now, for an example, I'll just go back to that heartbreak story. They dumped you, broke your heart. Where would you run to? Family. You go, you spend time with your family now, and your cousin asks or your brother asks about it, and you just lay it out there. Family time. You explain to them. You get to spend time with family that gives you a safe space and express feelings. Whether you're stressed or you're sad, family will always be family. And knowing that there's someone who will listen without judging you, you know,
Yeah.
in the family. When they listen to your story without judging you or that sometimes helps to lower the emotional pressure. So time feeds the mind. We need family time, bro. We need family time. So family time feeds the mind the same way as good food will feed the body.
Yeah.
We need good food to nourish our body. So family, bro. We need family to feed our mind, to relax us. Where family is where you feel safe. There might not be your bloodline or your your siblings from your mothers, or even if it's cousins, but as long as you call them family,
Yeah.
they'll happy.
What about people who don't have supportive families? Where can they find that grounding?
They don't have supporting families. Probably they should have supportive friends. Just thinking, they can have supportive friends. And if they don't have supportive friends as well, that's when they get to seek therapy. You know, I would say therapy is there. Therapy is real, my guys. Therapy is it's waiting for us. We all need therapy, you know. So
Yeah.
I think they should go for therapy, man. They should go for therapy. Is therapy, man.
Telling strangers all your issues, your problems, sometimes now feel some type of way. It feels like we're being invaded.
No, man. Those strangers need to hear your stories. Remember, you don't have a supporting family, So you need to go see those strangers. Those strangers will be there for you. They're the right people you should talk to. I'll put it that way.
Okay. I
And
want
and okay, yeah, no, you
no.
go ahead.
I go ahead, finish up.
No, no, no. I just wanted to say, Miss, us in our culture would say, no, 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 no. Therapy, So, but yeah, therapy is there.
You said something about African families. Opinion regarding therapy. Why do you think that our families are very much against it? They don't believe in therapy.
It's because us as Africans, people would say, therapy is for crazy people. It's for people who have mental illnesses, mental issues.
Yeah.
you know, because they don't know, they're not really comfortable with that. Therapy is not really for people who are crazy only, or people who are sick. Therapy is, can I put it? Therapy is a tool that almost anyone who wants to better themselves, they can go and seek help and see therapists and stuff. And that's that one thing that people just need to understand, that when you go for therapy will not fix you as a person,
Yeah.
but therapy is more about to guide you, that would help that person with solutions. So they tend to say that's why us as people, we hardly believe in therapy, is because they'll be like, no, I've seen that one. That person attended therapy, but it's still the same. You know, therapy won't just fix you. You have to fix yourself, but therapy will just guide you into the right path for you to fix yourself. And it helps people with solutions.
You said that everyone needs to have go have uh everyone needs to do
To
therapy.
have therapy.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I was saying, do you think that it's accessible to everyone?
Therapy. It is. It just depends on um your location, and um I would say, let's say, I would give an example about myself. I'm a professional person. I work, and I believe where I work, if I have stress, let's say I have stress, they can pick it up. People can see that, okay, this guy's stressed. This guy needs therapy. This guy, they dumped him a week ago. His heart is still broken. So this guy hasn't healed. Okay, he mentioned forgiveness. Really, I know I forgave that person. I'm done. I'm given, but this guy still needs therapy. So, I would say maybe um, the superiors there in the company, or let's say a manager, can detect that, okay, even his work performance, this guy is not really productive as much as he was before the breakup. So this guy needs therapy. They can send someone for therapy, because, like I said, therapy is there for people to better themselves. You understand? And
Yeah.
we all want to better ourselves. We all want to see ourselves better on the next day. So therapy is there just to help you better yourself, not to fix you as a person, but to better yourself.
If you're sent by your employer to therapy, don't they get a report about what's happening about you? And won't it affect your job?
No, it won't. And yes, they do get the report if they request for results, and they need to know that okay, Edwin was not performing because of the heartbreak. And now, since he's been undergoing therapy, he's much better now. And Edwin now is doing good. He's competent to resume work, Or no, Edwin still needs more therapy. It helps because that report can give the outcome of the therapy. That do you still need therapy or you good to go? And because remember your space there at work, was short.
Yeah.
You still need to go back. Yeah, yeah. And you out of office, you're being paid to go just to go for therapy, and you're not working, but they need you. Your team needs you there. You know, it's just that we have that stigma of saying, therapy, that is part, this thing of theory and stuff, but it does work.
So, mental health in workplace is becoming a bigger topic. From your experience, what can companies do? What can companies do better to support their employees?
Support their employees in a workplace.
Yes.
I would say they can open a dialogue, they can open a dialogue and have people just express themselves, you know. Let's say the company just, they know already, now we were having the issue of GBV. To just open a dialogue without stigmatizing or stigmatizing and saying, no, man, like I saw this other post, this girl had a board saying all men should die. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, this girl. You know, Cheryl. Huh?
Has been.
And, so, hey, man. Hey, that board touched me. I'm like, I wanted to comment. I saw someone posted it on my WhatsApp. Like,
Yeah.
can I just, I'm like, okay, just decided to keep quiet. But the company, the workspace can just open a dialogue for colleagues. People just talk. You get to understand and that what actually bothers these people. Because remember, uh, we different um people from different backgrounds in one roof. I would call it that way. I'll put it that way. In one roof in a workspace, right? So we all have our differences. So if 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 the company can just create that and have people coming in, getting to interact and talk, they can able to support because they would pick it up. They would pick up who needs therapy, who doesn't need therapy, who is fine, who is not fine, and prioritize who needs it urgently. Because you get those guys who walk in, they're always, not in a good mood. Whether it's a Friday or a Monday, it's the same to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you tell that, I know this guy has got issues. Not just issues, but mental issues.
Anxiety is becoming so common that people sometimes don't even notice the early signs. What are some subtle symptoms that people should pay attention to?
About anxiety. Like I just mentioned, that someone is grumpy all the time. You get some sleep disturbance. Trouble falling asleep. You would wake up tired even though you had enough sleep. You go to bed at 7 or 8. You sleep your whole 9 hours, 10 hours. That's more than enough. But when you wake up in the morning, bro, you're still tired. You'll be like, nah, those are the early signs. You get that physical tension, pain kind of on your shoulders. You get headaches that don't go away, but you know yourself, you don't have any illnesses. But lately, you've been having some headaches, some tension, Sometimes you feel that tightness of the chest, that
Yeah.
anxiety, bra, anxiety.
How can someone tell the difference between normal stress and
Normal stress and anxiety. Like I said, anxiety is, it's like you get those disturbance and you know but stress is something that is there. It needs to be treated. It's when anxiety has escalated and gave birth to stress. So you first have anxiety, then if you don't treat it, it escalates to stress. So you get those early signs and you don't treat those signs, right? And if you don't treat those signs, they escalate to stress. And now you feel it, you forget things easily, you don't pay attention, and you get disturbed easily. Like things just you hardly focus. That stress.
So let's say someone comes to you and says, Edwin, I'm overwhelmed and I'm anxious. I don't know where to start. What practical coping tools or daily habits would you recommend?
Firstly, I'll have to check where are we. Like I'll check my surroundings. Usually, maybe it's a colleague or in the office. This person is coming stressed out. First thing I will check what could be the cause of the anxiety. You know, other people they get piles of work when their seniors bring them work, give them work. They don't say no. They just take. It's okay, and they'll be like deadline tomorrow,
Yeah.
and that can lead up to anxiety. So I would say people need to set up boundaries. First rule, you know, let's start there. We set up boundaries. If you cannot do something, just say it. Or say if you don't want your manager or someone to say this guy now you always come up with excuses. Can set boundaries and you need to manage that, right? You'll be like, okay, fine. My manager gave me more work and said no, I'll get back to you. You understand those kind of things.
Yeah.
And you don't overwork yourself. Don't overwork yourself too much because too much, when you overwork yourself, more stress, you're not really okay. You don't need to overwork yourself. You plan your things ahead, such as your meals. You'll be like, I'm going to have this tomorrow. I'm going to have this the other day, plan your outfit. This is for Monday, this is for Tuesday, this is for Wednesday, so you don't overwork yourself.
You mentioned boundaries. So I want to know why boundaries are so important for mental health. Having boundaries.
Why is it important
Yeah.
for mental health? Because if you don't set boundaries, you cannot, especially for mental health. Let's put it that way. Um, you cannot have your private life. You know, you. Let's say I need to discuss something with you, or you can just yeah. So I need to have boundaries for your mental state. You can't just agree to anything and everything. Because you're gonna overwork yourself, your mind will be all over. You need to focus on something else. So just that life separately for your mind to be fine. Don't just it's like you have that uncle that always asks for 2 rand when they see you.
Yeah.
You give them today, you give them tomorrow. The other day, you be like, mara malumes, hey, today, urafnya, malumes, mara I gave you yesterday. You give him that, you're setting up boundaries. Okay, today you won't get it because you got it yesterday. And another thing, you're trying not to make it feel like because now you made it, so you don't want to assist those people that don't have anything. You understand? But it's still not healthy for you to always give out money and things like that. But you try to protect yourself because you might need the 2 rand that you just gave. And if you don't have it, then it's more stressful.
True.
Yes, ma'am.
So what's one boundary you think most people need to start setting immediately?
I don't know, man. One boundary that they should start setting immediately. I don't know. But I would give out money issues. When you start working, you need to set that boundary straight. That I know, it's not that now I have a job now. I would have to give anyone money,
True.
especially those who don't work. You need to take care of yourself too. You can't pour on an empty cup. They say that. So you need to have something in order to give someone something. So you can always empty yourself for others to live.
Okay. Now we are getting closer to the end. So my question is, if a 5-year-old were to come to you and ask you, Edwin, what do you do for a living? What is it? What do you do as a mental health specialist?
I would say I so what I do for living is I treat the body and the mind. So I dive deep into people's mind to make sure that we don't only treat the body, we treat the mind as well. Because we can treat the body and leave the mind, and that person is not treated. So we need to treat both body and the mind. You know, So once we treat the mind, we know that if the mind is healthy, the body will be healthy. There's no use to have a healthy body and a broken mind. But if we have a broken body and a healthy mind, clearly the mind can actually help the body to get better.
So if someone wants to get into your line of work, where should they start?
They should study nursing.
Or
They
start
should
with this?
study nursing. Yeah, they should study nursing. I'm still a nurse. I'm a nurse. So that's where I began. So I just ventured into um, other specialties, but I'm still a nurse. So they do nursing. That's the foundation. Everything will just, open up for them. Nursing is broad, my guy. It's nursing is one of the biggest, or I would say, broad career in South Africa because you get nurses that do law, you know, and those nurses still, hold nurses accountable. They practice law while they're nurses. They discipline nurses. If there's a misconduct, those ones that can, they're practicing law, but they're nurses. They have the background. And you get those who are doing forensic, and you get those who are doing managed care, what I am doing right now. So you start in hospital, you have the background, you get the inside of nursing. You get to know anatomy, physiology, and finish it up. Then, when everything is there, you get to decide what you want to do.
I didn't know that nursing is that broad.
And nursing it is. Those people are doing forensic. You find nurses can do forensic
Uh,
because they know anatomy and physiology. They can tell you which organ is where and where is this and where is that. So nursing is one of the broadest career
mm,
in sort of, even though we undermine people. We're like, lama nurse as a clinic, there's nurses, yeah. People always complain about nurses, but they forget that we're doing the most. Yeah, I would say, let me just carry it there.
I have one last question for you. Let me just look for it. If you could leave everyone listening with one message about maintaining a healthy mind and living a healthier life overall, what would it be?
Yeah, man, living a healthy life.
Yeah.
I would say, man, people should live the life they love, right? And on the other side, they should love the life they're living, right? And that, I would say, when they leave, like you live the life you love and you love the life that you're living because you only have one life to live, right? So when you have one life to live, you should make it count. You should make it count. Something that you yourself owe it to yourself. I read something like 2 days ago. I don't know if you know this guy, Donald Glover.
Yeah.
He was saying, everybody, you know Donald Glover, right?
Yeah, I do.
He Okay, so he says, I don't remember if I would say it correctly, but he mentioned something like everybody has two lives, you know, and you start living the second life when you realize that you have one. So actually, you have one life, but you would think you have two lives, but you start, you know, to live when you realize that you have one. So people should make it count.
Okay. Okay. I'm still processing what you just said. We have two lives.
Yes, like you say, you have two lives.
Yeah.
Everybody has two lives, but the second life starts when you realize that you have one. It's like you would say you live an unhealthy life,
Okay.
right? You just you live, and the minute they diagnose you, they tell you that, dude, you're sick. You've got 1, 2, and 3. Now, so you start to, so now you know that you have one life now. You start to
Okay.
be cautious about everything.
Okay.
Yeah, I start to be cautious about everything. If you were told that you have diabetes, now you will start, I know, taking some, what's this, Coke Zeros. You don't take all those things. Now, so you're starting to be cautious with everything you touch, you eat, you drink.
Okay. With that
Does
being
it make
said,
sense now?
yeah, it does. It does. With that being said, I want to say thank you, Edwin, for sharing your journey and your wisdom with us. Conversations like this reminds us that mental health isn't a destination. It's a daily practice, a choice, and sometimes a fight. Edwin, thank you. I don't know if maybe you have parting words you want to share?
No, no, no. Thank you so much for having me. I'm good, man. Thank you so much.